Well, that's one way of something happening, I guess. I've never seen that one before. It's apparently starting in 12 seconds. Wait and see. That's not how seconds work, game, but never mind. I guess we're back. Each to their own, I guess. What the hell happened there? Oh. It looks like Jack's going to try and take advantage today. Bloodwave also, after back-to-back wins, should be in good stead. Robin in 8th, Jack in 1st, Bloodwave 2nd. Realistically, guys that can actually try something, Bloodwave right now having 4 wins on the season. We got Mildy 2nd now, Rigo also driving. Rigo just span it. Rigo has to have just span it. Down in 17th now. Currently watching Will go through his lap. But Donny hits the front. Donny, Jack, Bloodwave, Robin up to 4th as well. It's not good news for everyone else if Robin's up there. Robin drops below Alu until Alu drops a few places down to 9th, and Will's had an awful corner by the looks of things. It's in 8th, and it's Donny that sits himself on pole by 0.3 of a second to Jack in 2nd, Bloodwave 3rd. And then your championship leader is currently in 4th. I don't think things have sorted themselves back out. Could be wrong. Yeah, Robin in 4th. That's good news to the championship leader. Just ahead of Swen, just ahead of Alu as well. Not that far ahead of in 7th either. Boomer in 8th, Will in 9th, Staber 10th, who needs to pick it up. Hallinan and Luke 12th, 11th and 12th, Saeed 13th, Jack 14th. And then you've got Rigo, the last one, actually set a time after spinning. And currently, who would ended at 5 seconds back. Millsy, Noof, Mini, Joker didn't set laps, got disqualified, invalidated, or whatever reason. And then Matt goes to the back, as Matt usually does. We're about to go into the race properly. Saeed's had a blunder. Saeed, that's not too surprising at this point, man. It's not too surprising. About 25 seconds until the start. But yeah, waiting until go into Austria now. Looks like a little bit of an overcast race in the actual race itself. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights on. Away we go. Who's getting a better start here? Jack is flying. Jack has flew off the start, and Donny's got no response. And I think Bloodwave might be able to take Donny here as well. Oh, Bloodwave's gone round. Bloodwave's gone round. Bloodwave has got his round. There's chaos and carnage back there. Also, Williams, I think, has just gone sliding off the track and across everyone else. Almost took half the grid out. But what a start that was. But for Bloodwave and for Jack. But Bloodwave's race has ended essentially really early. That's a up the inside in a place he couldn't really fit his car, and as soon as that happens, you're never going to get away with that. And he was made to pay by Donny on the outside of turn 1. And Jack has got off to one hell of a start. Robin gonna be fine where he is though, considering right now all that means is that he is only losing a few points. Might put Jack on a title charge, but that's all it does. Staber also trying to catch up to Sven in 4th, and therefore the Aston Martin of Robin directly in front of that. We've got Boomer in 6th in this train that we've got going on. Alu 7th, Will 8th, Luke 9th. Rigo and Saeed tacking themselves on here as well. Mini turns off of a decent start after an awful qualifying is also there. Millsy's had to pit, which is never a good thing off the start of a race. But it does mean that that's the end of his race. Oh, Rigo's gone round! Rigo's gone round! Mini turn gets Saeed, and something's obviously happened here. Yellow flag again. It's just Rigo as we move up to see Alu versus Boomer here. The McLaren versus the AlphaTauri. It looked like something else has happened in the backfield as well, where Joker loses a couple of positions to Mini Turns and Hallinan. You've got Staber also right on the back of Sven now. And Luke right on the back of Will, who had an awful corner. So, up to Saeed. They've got about a 6 or 7 man train. See how well that ends up being at the end of the... well, I'd say at the end of the race very soon. DRS has now been enabled, so it won't be happening here. Oh, there's a yellow flag! It's in the final corner, on the exit of the final corner even, has managed to make an absolute hash of that. Here comes Staber on Sven. Staber, wow! That looked like he was pushed a little bit to the outside. He's still hanging it in. He's actually gone a bit deep though, and his fight with Sven has unfortunately cost him the position to Alu, and Alu's going to have a go at this now. We've seen that moves can definitely happen on this particular corner if you can get it right. It looks like Mini Turds has got Saeed as his days continuing to free fall. Actually going to have a look at these three going at battle right now. They're going to go up the, down the hill into turn 8, I'm pretty sure. Not actually doing anything. And back up to where Boomer and Alu and Co is as they go through the final corner now, and they're still in the train as they were. However, Donny and Jack are very much clear in the front. Robin is nowhere, it's 3.7 seconds further back. Alu versus Sven is one that's going to go in the direction of the AlphaTauri, and Robin's got to be careful here. We might, at some point here, start to see Robin freefall. Going on the soft first, ending on the mediums, it's not a good idea unless you are able to get a safety car, and we've not had a safety car because it's Austria. Very unlikely it does come out, especially on the game, not talking about real life. We've got about 2 tenths of a second here, splitting Sven and Staber. Sven just about catching up to holding on to the back of Alu's, catching up very quickly to the back of Robin, trying to make him pay and drop him down a few positions. Well, if we want a title fight going into the last couple of weeks, then I'm firmly on Alu's side here. Give us a title fight between Jack and Robin. Staber not able to make a move there, and Sven has dropped out of DRS range on Alu. So they look like both of them are clear to go. Here comes Sven versus Staber, round 2. And it looks like Sven is going to be able to hold him off just long enough again. And we are as we were. It looks like the Haas and the McLaren, behind us, Will and Boomer, going to go fighting down the straight. I'm not going to get a good enough angle of this, as Will gets in front of Boomer by the time the corner hits. There's still a 5-man train here. Joker gets past Saeed as his day is apparently not going great. Oh, there's 3 seconds worth of penalties for Jack. It's an awful mistake. Awful mistake to make, especially when you're only 5 tenths of a second in front of the guy in second. Won't lose the position of Robin, so he will still gain some points, albeit minimal at this point. Staber's trying. You can tell Staber's trying. You can tell he's getting close. You're just waiting for him to open the opportunity, open the door to make a move against Sven. It should be down this straight. Let's see whether or not he's going to be able to. Here comes Staber. Looks to the inside. Now to the inside of the following corner. Down the inside of the hairpin. And it's Staber on the inside. It's a little bit of a touch. It might open the door for Will. But as it stands, I think Staber with the DRS should be able to hold Sven off here. Will dropped a little bit further back and he got boxed in with nowhere to move. Staber on the inside. Staber finally gets the move done. And there's no real fight back there for Sven as we go to the inside of the following corner. And Sven might be at the mercy of Will now. And possibly even Boomer behind, because those two are going to fly at him as Staber starts to drive away. Staber, however, 3 seconds behind Robin, who's just been overtaken by Alu, as Robin now heads into the pits. Only did 5 laps on the softs. In comes Staber as well. Sven stays out one more. We see Will and Boomer trying to take advantage of this. Jacko gets 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane as his day goes from bad to worse. Rigo in the pit as well. So those 4 have already pitted. Will finally gets past Sven as Sven is just not enjoying life right now. He's going to have a go right now at Will. Unfortunately, Will has got away after what was an awful corner for basically the entire train. And Will's going to hold on for a little bit longer. Someone's got deep. There goes the Red Bull. That's Luke. Onto the grass. I think he's managed to save it from the gravel. There's 3 seconds worth of track limits for Saeed. Tumbling down the order. Yellow flag in sector 2. That is Rigo. That's Rigo, who's gone round and it puts him right at the back of the grid. Not good news for him. Boomer's going to go straight at Sven here, who's going to get a warning for whatever the hell that attempt was at the second to last. Bloodwave now comes in after what was an exceptional week last week, already tainted by a spin against Donny. Could see a penalty go there, and that would force it the other way in terms of who gets the max points here, but we'll wait and see. Donny's still trying to fight Jack at the moment. In comes, Matt, Saeed and Bloodwave all pit as well, so Staber and Robin currently get out in front of them. Whether or not someone else is going to be able to get out in front of Jack is we'll wait and see. Not in Jack, Matt. And Jack is going to get out in front of him. Is Mildy going to get out in front of him? Mildy is going to get out in front of him as we continue to watch this train in front of us. Where we got about a 5-car train. Here comes Boomer to the inside. Boomer is going to make this one stick, surely. He's got a good run. And the McLaren is going to make that stick. And I think the Red Bull's going to take a lunge at him as well. And the Red Bull, what a move. The Red Bull taking advantage of an opportunity and seeing it very nicely. Sven surely has to start to pit as we go on to lap 9. Doing half on the soft, half on the mediums by the looks of things. Same with Luke. Mini goes into the pits now. You'll see, interesting to see where he comes out. Hallinan versus Boomer. Interesting development. Still happening. Luke gets past Joker as we watch behind after Luke made his mistake. And we're actually going to have a look at this as they go down the straight. It looks like the battle in the corner has relatively disappeared. The DRS is in the favour of the Ferrari, and the Ferrari going to clear Luke by a distance now. They're actually going to bring Noof back into this as well. We got Will versus Boomer versus Hallinan still going on. Also you got Donny versus Jack, but nothing really happening right now. There's Jack is just able to hold Donny off wherever he likes. There you go, on to lap 10. Still following through the train of 3, currently 4th through 6th. Actually, we're going to see if Donny can get Jack into turn 3. They go through turn 2, into turn 3. Jack has the inside line. Jack has the better exit. There's no switchback opportunity available, and there's no way that's ever gonna work for Donny. The yellow flag is sector 3, so Saeed's day goes from bad to worse. Boomer finally gets past Will as they go up into turn 3. So we're continuing to watch the battle for the lead of the race. Boomer versus Will versus Hallinan behind us though. Boomer looks to have got through on the Haas. It looks like Hallinan might be having a go at him soon enough as well. Would assume it'll be 1 or 2 more laps before we see people starting to go onto the soft tyres, and yep, we would be right considering Jack and Donny both stay out for the time being. We'll continue to watch this and see whether or not anything else is going to arise in the... Oh, that's another 3 seconds for Jack! What is he doing? He's comfortably ahead of Boomer, but he is not in a good place whatsoever right now. Donny is way too far back in order to make a move there. Maybe into the next corner. Maybe down towards turn 4. We might have something here between the two of them. We're not actually going to. Sven versus Joker is a battle going into turn 3, and it looks like Sven right now gonna get on the worst of an exit. He's still on the soft tyres for some reason. And it looks like the Joker is gonna get a better exit, and he's gonna have more pace than those dilapidated softs right now. Sven with a switchback. Sven with a switchback isn't gonna stick it. Joker with the inside line has taken a really inside line for some reason, and there goes Rigo. That might be a safety car. Or not. Looks like Rigo just parked. Yeah, he's in the gravel, so I guess the game is just gonna let it go on. Hallinan against Will. Hallinan is staying out. Will is going in. Donny versus Jack, as these two go at it yet again. Jack's penalties are going to screw him at the end of this race. However, he's going to hold him off once more, and Donny really isn't able to do anything against the Tier 1 driver. He doesn't even need to do anything, to be fair, though. The penalties are going to take care of itself at the end of this one. Robin behind Alu by 1.2 seconds, and Alu's got fresh tyres as well and on soft compared to the medium tyre. So it is not good news for Robin right now, and Staber really close to him. And in comes Donny, as he might have just done the worst pit entry I've ever seen in Austria. Boomer, sorry, going to follow him in. He is not. It looks like Donny's going to be the only one that actually comes in on the medium tyres at the moment. Sven has to start coming in. Same with Luke. What are they doing? Those softs are not should not be lasting anywhere near this long. Alu versus however, into turn 1. Alu on the fresh tyre is going to make quick and easy work of that one. Donny out behind Joker. So you would expect that Jack is going to do something similar. Here comes versus... I think I've just seen why they stayed out. If my eyes aren't deceiving me, I think we might have just had a little bit of a spray there. Might start raining. It looks like someone's had an absolute nightmare. Has had a nightmare there. Here comes Staber on Robin. Staber on the inside at turn 4 has just made a wonderful move stick. Jack has gone into the pits. Maybe it started. I'm not entirely sure. Jack's gone into the pits. I can only assume that he'd gone to enter. So that is clear indication that it either is or will be raining very, very soon. And well, Robin losing time majorly to Staber right now. Will it pay off for Jack? 3 seconds worth of track limits for Saeed. We might have an interesting end to this one. We're going to have battles all over the place. Here comes Sven versus Noof. Noof on the medium tyres against the 30-lap-old softs. And that has gone almost perfectly for Noof until he overshoots it. And he spun it out. It's all out for Sven, Alu, Luke, Staber. has got past Robin as well. Something happened there. Will should be in a good shape to take it soon enough. I don't think it's raining enough for this to be intermediate tyres. I think this might have been a complete mess up by Jack. I think he might have pulled the trigger a little bit too early. It is raining though. It is raining. He gets another 3 seconds worth of time penalties for track limits because apparently he can't drive that anymore. Staber gets past Luke. As we see Luke come into the pits now. Sven come into the pits as well. I don't think it will be raining hard enough by the end of this race to justify an intermediate tyre. However, this is incredibly interesting. Yellow flag is sector 3. Something's happened there. I think it... No, it's Noof again. Noof again. Oh, he was doing so well. He could have done an amazing job today. Bit problematic though with his spin on the last lap. It's a lap of madness here. Realistically, Sven comes out just in front of him on the intermediate tyres, and actually we're going to have a look at this right now because I think it's rather interesting whether or not the mediums or the intermediates is the way to go. I think it's still the medium tyres as we're on lap 15. It is raining, but it isn't raining nearly enough for that track to even start to go to wets. Well, it's intermediate tyres, but wet as in damp. And you got Jack and Mildy going at it. These two having a pretty good battle. Round the outside, Mildy is, well, down the inside for Mildy, round the outside for Jack. Who's going to stick to the landing here? I think it's going to be Mildy. The use of the Alpine is going to hold him there for a little bit longer. Mildy's going to take advantage of that as best as he can. Bloodwave gets 3 seconds worth of time penalties as he currently sits in 19th. Right now he's on the intermediate, just gone to the intermediates too. So, as for the lead of the race, Boomer is dragging this out, waiting for the rain, and that might be a missed opportunity by the end of this one. It looked like it's already been a missed opportunity, but he's holding Donny back right now. New span again at the beginning of the lap. It's not raining hard enough yet. Boomer's going to have to go in on the next lap, irrespective of whether or not it's raining hard enough. He has done 16 laps on those medium tyres, so he's just going to pray that it goes to intermediates and Donny has to follow him. Jack also very much praying that it goes to intermediates sometime soon. Because if it does, he somehow still wins this race, even though his track limit warning's a bit atrocious. Here comes Donny down the inside for the lead of the race, and he gets it done. Relatively easy move. And especially on those soft tyres compared to those draining mediums. But yeah, I think Boomer's missed the boat here. Also, Alu against Jack, and what could have gone well for Boomer right now, for Jack and Boomer, couldn't have gone worse. And right now, Robin really doesn't have to do anything in terms of championship because everyone around him's absolutely ballsing it up. In comes Boomer. I can only assume that's to the soft tyre. Sorry. Nowhere near time for intermediates. Jack jumped the gun and it probably cost him his race. He is going to come third though. Third before penalties. As after penalties, I don't have a clue. Oh, never mind. Alu touched the back of Jack and spun him round. Oh, and that's one hell of an interesting development. Alu hits the back of Jack. Alu spins the back of Jack. And well, Robin couldn't be loving this anymore if he tried. Look at that. Stable also getting up to third, albeit a little bit too far back to make an awful dent in the championship right now. Bloodwade's going to get the fastest lap, but 18th is not where you want to be. And there you go, Donny In the end, extremely comfortable. Not really anyone to fighting. Jack messed up and Boomer still had to pit, so it was rather easily done at Austria for Donny, as he wins in sprint. Alu's going to come second. Staber's going to come third. Robin really just stamping at a 40 on the title right now. Ends in fourth. Will ends in fifth. Hallinan sixth, and Jack has plummeted. Hallinan sixth, Mini seventh. Boomer even ends up beating Jack in the end after the pit stop. Ends in eighth. Jack ends up ninth. Milsey 10th. 11th. Matt 12th is not the worst thing he's ever seen. Jack in 13th. Swen in 14th after he had an attempt at going to the rain that was probably not wide based on the tyre choice. Joker in 15th, Luke in 16th, Saeed after an awful day at the office joins Bloodwave and Noof at the back, and the only DNF being Rigo. So, rather interesting. There was a question as to whether or not you should have gone to the intermediates. The actual answer was no. But there you go. That's it. See him on the top step. Donny wins. It's followed by Alu, who might be penalised himself, and Staber. Robin not that far back in fourth, so well, seeing what the game said the actual times were, it might be a case that Robin might gain another position. Alu did beat Robin by 6 seconds, so 5-second penalty isn't enough to do it. We'll drop him below Staber though. It was a pretty good day for Mini in the end. He started in 18th and, well, managed to survive everything that was going on for 7th place. Hallinan had a good run as well. Staber incredible from 10th to 3rd. You got Matt from 20th to 12th. A couple of people having a good time. On the opposite end of the scale, though, Bloodwave had a nightmare day. Same with Swen. Just some people had an extremely wrong call. Let's just say that, to go on to those intermediate tyres, and well, they were made to pay for it. There's a lot of people that might have that aren't particularly happy with each other. Let's just say that as a result of that race. Now it goes to Baku next. Could be rather interesting. We have to wait for Boomer to do the reversed grid. So it allowed for us to actually go 13 laps around Baku. Now this would be very interesting in the rain. It's going to be very interesting in the dry, never mind the rain. Shouldn't be more than a couple of minutes until we have to, until we go sprint. Gonna check my messages while gonna make up for that with a nice quick DNF at Baku. Yes, okay, Staber. That would be the most Staber thing I think I've seen. Get to podium, DNFs the very next race without actually doing anything. That would be Staber. Like that would be the most Staber thing I've seen. I don't know. We've also got Bloodwave in sprint as well. That I either big go big or go home kind of character. 4 wins on the season, but literally nothing else. But fair enough. Here we go. Okay, a couple with jolty internet, as you can see on the side. Still, there's only what 2 more weeks of sprint after this. 2.5 weeks left to sprint. Something irritating my neck at the moment as well, which is fun. Apologies. This Forest Green beat in Birmingham. Forest Green's actually beat. What a finish! Fair play. Can't be that long before we go. I need to watch that one again because I didn't even see. God damn it. Trying to figure out what else is going on in the rest of the FA. What a finish. Also, I'm going to go and take a look and see whether or not when Boomer said that we would be going for race number 2. Go at 40. Fair enough. Also, at the same time, Donny might also get penalised as well. Albeit it really doesn't mean anything, considering any penalty he gets there. It would have to be a 15-second plus to even affect the result, which is extremely unlikely. We should be able to go in a minute. Here we go again. Baku is one of those tracks though as well. Look, they're trying to. They're saying that Donny did a mistake. Just putting my statement in the chat there to get people to stop arguing. He's not going to get a one-place penalty off of that. That's not happening. Oh, here we go. Time for some Baku. This one's going to be fun. The real question is, what lap is the first person going to get killed on? Who is going to be the first one out? What corner? I'll go lap 1, turn 3. In a very similar manner to what happened between Mitchell and BR4 in the Tier 1 race here on Thursday. If you hadn't seen that one, I think you probably should. It was rather interesting. Also had a decently shaped up order in the end. I called it was going to happen, I say that. 5 red lights, and it's lights out, away we go. Who's getting a better start? Rigo should get a better start, should be away pretty quickly, but it's Bloodwave that's flown off the start. Bloodwave, oh, there's an incident already. There's like 5 or 6, there's 7 cars, I think, back there. Just had a Saeed pit. How the fuck has Saeed pit? How has that happened? What on lap 1? You can't pit, it's not even a possibility. Well then, Bloodwave gets off the start like a house on fire. I'm assuming there's going to be a couple of stewards reports off that lap 1. Rigo's in second, Jack's in third, and right now Jack being in third against Robin in 13th might stamp an authority. Donny's now in last. Donny's had a bit of a spin. The first people were killed in turn 1, but no one DNF'd. Someone has somehow managed to go in the pit. Which is rather impressive. I never knew that was a possibility. And Bloodwave also already 1.3 seconds away in the lead. Then you got Rigo half a second up on Jack. Then a second up on Luke, and following on that, Staber at 8th, Robin in 12th, Halin and Saeed, Matt, Donnie at the back. I need to go and have a second look at that turn 1 because something's happened there. One of the Ferraris had a bit of a problem. I think it's Noof that had a bit of a problem. You can also hear the sound of people whacking against the wall. But for right now, it's going to be Rigo versus Jack here down the straight. No DRS, just the slipstream. Just the ability to pull himself alongside. He's going to actually have to make a move, stick himself around the outside of turn 1. It's a little bit of a tap, but it's civil, mostly civil between the two of them. And Jack's going to make the move around the outside. Hangs it very well. Then you've got versus Millsy versus Mini versus Staber. About a four-car line here. We'll see what happens going into turn 3 if it gets a good enough camera angle to see still in front of Millsy, still in front of Mini, still in front of Staber. Boomer trying to tack himself onto the back of this. Jacko and Alu follow him on. Rigo, about 6/7 of a second behind Jack, hasn't let that fight up. Jack realistically has to beat Bloodwave here. Bloodwave and Jack, however, both looking for Robin to have an absolute nightmare. Yellow flag in sector 2! Oh, and it's Rigo! It's Rigo! Rigo just before the castle section! I don't even know how he's done that. That's a bit impressive. Maybe too much fall off the corner before. You go into second gear, just floor it, then your car doesn't like it, so I could understand if that's what actually happened. Also, Jack really closing that into Bloodwave now, and Jack really trying to close in a title fight. Albeit, it was a very much one-sided race at Austria. Yeah, Boomer also trying to fight his way through. It's currently 34 points. It'd be more than that between Jack, Boomer, and Co there at the front of the championship. Definitely. Closing in there. Might actually... Oh, someone's just hit a wall. Someone just hit a wall there. I think Mildy may have just took a little bit of damage, tapped the wall on the side of turn 1 and bounced it, but survived nonetheless. Jack trying to stick around the outside. A bunch of people have decided to go on the softs, very few onto the medium tyre. It looked like Alu just got Boomer. Oh, we've got a DNF! We've got a DNF! That might... I ain't going to bring anything out. I don't even know where Rigo's gone. As we're about to find out, it might be in the pits, but Rigo's DNF'd. His character, his little circle just disappeared almost immediately on the spot. It looks like Jack right now just not able to get close enough to Bloodwave. Noose pit again. As his race has just gone from bad to worse. And you've got also a bit of a battle forming between and Millsy right now as well. Trying to get himself on the back of Luke. As Jack has dropped a bit far back for his liking against Bloodwave, who's doing enough right now, looking to make it 5 wins on the season. That could be up there for a sprint record. I am not entirely sure what the actual amount of wins in one season, most amount of wins in a season is for sprint. It looks like versus Adam there, and Adam had DRS, did not, and that makes it easy work for the Alpine against the Alfa Romeo. Sorry, lost track of my thought for a minute. The yellow flag, that is a Haas. That's Sven having a problem. Also, well, Alfa Romeo directly behind us here having a bit of a problem getting out of turn 2. We got down into turn 3. Jack getting really close to Bloodwave. Sven's out, but I think Sven's done it in the pits as well. We're not getting anything for that. Joker versus Robin. Robin's not having a fun time with this, man. He's on the softs. He wasn't having a fun time on Sunday either. He is going to get bailed out by a couple of people already DNF'd, and a couple of big names DNFing already, and I think Noof might be about to join them. Noof having a bit of a problem now on the outside of 16. Looked like he's bashed the wall a little bit. Maybe a pit stop in need for Noof at the back there. Actually going to go to the front of the grid and take a look and see whether or not anything can be forced right now. Jack is a lot closer to Bloodwave than he was on the prior lap, and with DRS this should be easy work. 4.5 tenths back in a quicker car with DRS, which is just about to open. Mildy gets in front of Luke as well. Use of DRS helping him. Here comes Jack. He's gonna hang it around the outside of Bloodwave here, and Bloodwave's gonna shut it off. He's going to shut that off very quickly. Record is 7 wins in the sprint season, so it gives Bloodwave 4 races to win 3 times if he wins this one. Fair enough. There's 4 pits, however. Staber, Alu, Luke and Jacko, I think, are the 4 that have gone in. And here comes Jack round the outside. It's civil for the both of them again, but Bloodwave with the inside line just does just enough. Slide this car there as well. Just enough to hold Jack off, and with every single lap we get closer, you think it's just a case of when, not if, Jack gets past Bloodwave here. The real question is how long can he hold it for? The top 4 currently on softs. Adam trying to get himself into this little battle. Robin currently 9th. Definitely being helped by a few people already pitting and a few people DNFing. And quite frankly, this race might be a large swing back in the favour of Jack. That's the yellow flag. That's Castle. But I think Joker's managed to hold it just about enough so he doesn't cause a DNF. Robin's clear now. That's held up a few people directly behind, and that's not good news. For people like... Oh, that's a bit of a problem there for Joker as well. He'll open the door for Alan and he's going to go past. Donny's going to be able to have a good shot here against Robin. Yeah, he is going to have a very good shot against Robin here. He's going to have DRS as well. There's a pit for Bloodwave, Jack, and for Mildy. Stays out. Minnie and Boomer also staying out on her medium tyre right now. As Dottie on the medium tyre to start as well. Go to soft in the next couple of laps, as we currently see Bloodwave just out in front of him. Quite frankly, this might be Donny's time to get in front of Bloodwave, and if he does, it might help Jack a little bit. How has Jack lost so much time? Here comes Donny. He's going to hang in the outside of Bloodwave. Bloodwave shuts that door very quickly. He saw Jack do it a couple laps ago and made sure that Donny couldn't do the exact same thing. Yellow flag in sector 1 is a Ferrari. It's Joker. And Robin's going to get away with another person having a nightmare. Well, Donny's just decided to go straight down the inside, cut the corner entirely, and hit the wall as well. What is he doing? That was a dive bomb and a half. Who, not entirely sure what the thought process was there. But it's allowed for Bloodwave and Jack to go back to their fight. Mildy right behind them, who's looking to be tacking himself onto the podium spot. Yellow flag in sector 3! Yellow flag in sector 3, and there's no front wing on Erm's car! He was about to go into pit anyway, so he gets rather fortunate in where he's crashed, but that's going to take a large chunk of his time. And any chance he had to fight for a podium definitely just fell apart. Here comes Jack on Bloodwave, and it's finally happened. I said earlier it will be a case of when, not if. And it finally happened as we went into well, even before turn 1, down the back straight into lap 7. Mini and Boomer still have to pit, so does Hallinan. And right now, it's a large swing right back in the favour of Jack. Was 34. Robin got 4th in the first race, 9th for Jack, and quite frankly at the moment, that's going to swing back in the other direction plus some. It's going to be fine for Robin this week, considering his overall points drop there won't be too big, especially if he can recover back to about 9th, but either way, still a big swing in the second race here. Robin currently 13th and 4 seconds back, and everyone minus Hallinan and Boomer and Mini have all pit. We've still got a battle here though for the lead of the race. Jack versus Bloodwave versus Mildy are looking one place too far up. You'd assume that Boomer and Mini are about to enter the pits in this lap or the next. Everyone did about 6 or 7 laps on those. Well, everyone did about 5 or 6 laps, sorry, on those soft tyres. Right now, we're going to have a look at Mildy versus Bloodwave here. And Mildy down the inside gets it done before turn 1 even hits me. He's gone deep! He's gone deep, and how has he not got side pod damage yet, at the very least? Jesus Christ, he's clattered a wall multiple times. And it's going to allow for him to have, well, he's going to have a Bloodwave getting DRS, but it's opened the door for Jack to just steam off in front. Also, Luke ahead of Jacko, currently 9th and 10th. Robin drops back down to 14th. And it looked like Donny's only opening the gap, not losing a gap to Robin. So, Robin having a bit of a problem right now, not doing very well at Baku. And as a mutual, I'm not complaining, because that means we might have a title race going into the last couple of weeks. Certainly have a title race going into next week. Maybe the week after that might be a bit of a stretch. Wait and see. Bear in mind that's only a 3-second penalty for Donny, and 1.9 seconds already covered of it by where did Blood qualify? Well, he started the grid third. Started on third in the grid, I'm pretty sure. Noof and I think it was Noof anyway. Noof and Matt in front of him. No, Noof and Rigo are in front of him. But yeah, Bloodwave got an exceptional start. But yes, in the first race he qualified third as well. Had a nightmare start where Donny comes in, cut him off the track. And then his day just went from bad to worse from there. So Hallinan comes in, Boomer comes in, and so does Mini. We'll see where they all come out. Staber up to 4th. Staber had a good day, finishing 3rd in... I'm pretty sure it was 3rd in Austria. Looking to end on the podium here as well. Mistake would allow for that to happen. Actually, have a look at Mini versus Alu right now. And see whether or not there's going to be anything happening here. Mini on the inside. Mini on the inside gets Alu. Just about enough to hold that in. And made sure that neither of them crashed as well. Pretty nicely done. I'm also trying to catch up to Jacko. Robin up to 13th for the moment. We'll see whether or not Hallinan's got enough in him to close that 4-second gap. On the soft tyres compared to the mediums. And the Red Bull could be certainly an interesting task. One we might have to keep an eye out on for the end of the race. But as it stands, so it's Jack to Mildy to Bloodwave to Staber, and then you got Mini Alu fighting each other here as well on the back of Saber, where Mini might be able to push himself up into 4th at this rate. Was a good first race for Mini as well. Maybe he might be able to tack on an even better second race. Currently in 10th, the other one within arm's distance of an overtake. Here comes Mini. Mini with the DRS. Mini's gonna get him. Or is he gonna get him? It's gonna be alongside, and he's actually gonna be passed into turn 1. And Mini's gonna get Staber. That's pretty nicely done from the Mercedes. Even with the power difference between the Mercedes and the Williams. That's pretty nicely done. Might see Staber in a fight with Alu soon enough. Got in front of Jack as well. That is the battle for 9th at the moment. Joker against Saeed is inconsequential, and currently the battle for 15th. Matt also trying to tack himself on the end of that, getting himself another couple of positions. Robin's still in 13th, however, that 3.6 second gap on the last lap has now come down to a 1.5 second gap. And that Aston Martin has not enjoyed this track at all. Mildy is close, also Mildy is getting really close to Jack for the lead. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Someone's had a problem. It's Luke. Luke's had a problem and Donny's out. Donny's out. That's going to bring out a virtual safety car at least, so we neutralise for now. And Hallidan's going to be a little bit annoyed with the fact that he just caught straight up to the back of Robin and he can't get past. Mistake from Donny and a 4th one DNF'd. Jack's loving the reprieve. He gets a little bit of a breather from Mildy for an extra half a lap or so. Also, Robin's probably enjoying the reprieve as well. Gives him a lesser chance of being caught. Here we go, DRS enabled again. And we get to see whether or not people are going to be able to make overtakes. It's not going to be the case for Mildy down towards turn 3 on lap 11. Not going to be the case for Staber against Mini or Alu against Staber either. It might be the case, however, for Hallinan, who didn't get it down the straight there, but Robin's had a nightmare. Robin's got off into the runoff. No one anywhere near him now to drop a position, but he ain't getting anywhere near Hallinan either. So I think Robin's just going to stick in 13th. And not good news for Robin in the championship, making a mistake like that, especially when you fight every point counts. Especially, he might have had a chance against Luke or Will if there was another DNF, but that chance has certainly gone by the wayside now. Mildy, 7/10 of a second. It's further away from Jack than he was beforehand. Jack is going to eat into a lead quite heavily here. Donny left the session. First race win, second race in the wall. It looked like Alu is a little bit too far off Staber for DRS. However, that's not the case for Boomer, as Boomer's going to come streaming down the back straight. And he's going to get alongside and probably even in front of Alu by the time we hit the corner, and he does. Up to 60 goes. We're currently on lap 12 of 13. He might still have a go at Staber by the end of this. Mildy still a half a second back. No real look to make a move right now there for Mildy, as Jack's just going to stall out the rest of the time if he can. Oh, something's just happened here. Alu's got into the runoff. Alu's got into the runoff. That might allow for to go and try and take a move. I'm going to pull up beside him now when actually he's going to be a little bit too far back to make that actually work. Same with Mildy right now against Adam, who's just Mildy against Jack, sorry, and he's just lost half a second in a corner or two. That castle section did not treat him nicely at all. Boomer against Staber, trying his best to try and drag himself into a fight here as well. Only lost a couple of points to Robin in the first round. Gonna gain more than that back this time round. So the gap, freeway battle possibly into next week. You misjudged your braking point. Well, that happens to the best of us. It looks like here comes Mildy against Jack. He didn't even get a look at Mildy's car there, because it looked like it was this guy's an AlphaTauri. He's got the DRS. He's on the medium tyre. There's the AlphaTauri in front of us. Oh, the Alpine, sorry, against the AlphaTauri in front. And the AlphaTauri is going to win that one just a little bit longer. And realistically, he's got 2 more shots at this, Mildy. And this is the first one of them. DRS down the straight. Jack has to be burning. Mildy doesn't have DRS. Jack doesn't have DRS. So there is no possibility of burning right now. So Jack just has to have a good final sector, and there's no real shot for Mildy at the end of this. Staber got overtaken by Boomer, so there's more points in the championship for Boomer. It's a bigger points gap to Robin in this race as well. Here we go. Mildy versus Jack. Lead of the race on the line. Who's going to win here at Baku? We go through the castle section. It is lap 13 of 13, 8.5 tenths. Might have just jumped a little bit higher than that, because that was an awful exit for Mildy, as he is tracing him down right now and he's losing ground. He's gone back within the second though. He's gone within about 9.5 tenths. It's too far. Span it as soon as he got past Alu. He's just lost the car again. We're not in the Middle East, so it's not track. So it's kind of not surprising, and I don't think Mildy has enough in it. As we go to the line, Jack is gonna go over the line to win in Baku and close the title. The gap to the title a little bit more. And this might open up a very interesting final 4 races. 2 next week, 2 the week after. Can Jack continue to eat away at Robin's title hopes? We'll wait and see, but it was a rather easy win there for Jack, apart from Mildy right at the end. Realistically, the only battle he had after getting past Bloodwave halfway through the race. Bloodwave gonna finish 3rd, breaking his streak of go big or go home. He had the lead of the race for a good chunk, but wasn't able to hold it. Mini in 4th is a very good second race for him. Boomer in 5th is gonna gain on Robin as well. Staber in 6th, Alu 7th after spinning, Jack in 8th, Will in 9th, in 10th after absolutely bowling up the chance at 7th place. Luke in 11th, Hallinan in 12th, and in 10 seconds further back, Robin and in 13th. Joker's about to go over the line in 14th, Matt in 15th, and Saeed just in the middle of nowhere, as he's going to come over the line to end off the day. Right there. Now, in terms of who's done what to who in the second race, that could be very interesting. Front wing damage for Mildy. Well, a bit of a unfortunate tires. We did see the point where he would have got damaged live on stream. Whether or not he could have had him without damage is something we'll never find out. But either way, huge day in terms of the championship. Robin got the first one, but you see on the grid, Jack started 11th. Robin started 16th. There's a 5 place gap between them in the first race, which I believe was 4th to 9th, I think it was, or 5th to 9th, something of that nature. Yeah. Yeah, it's 4th to 9th because you had Staber, Alu, and then Donny. But either way, it's more than that on the reverse. Jack is going to eat into Robin's lead. I think Boomer also going to eat into the lead a tad, nowhere near as much as Jack will though. And that is going to set up a rather interesting couple of races next week, which are at Monza, which could be an absolute nightmare. We'll see a couple of people out in turn 1, I would assume. A couple of people maybe in the Lesmos and in Ascari as well. And then Suzuka as well, so it's going to be carnage next week. And then Miami and Brazil to finish off the season in 2 weeks' time. Well, with that information, I think I'm going to end the stream there in a bit.